Hello and welcome back to what is called the weekly canon, but is the kind of monthly canon at the minute. Yeah, it has been a while. I think the last pod we did was post Leverkusen, just a few days before the cup final. So, it has been an eventful month. We obviously lost the cup final against City. It doesn't even feel relevant to mention all of this right now with what's gone on the weekend. But just as a little recap, yeah, we lost against City. We've what else have we done since then? We lost against Southampton, knocked out there. And yeah, I'm definitely missing a couple of things. Obviously, beat Sporting last minute. We've got the second leg this week. But yeah, I think all eyes are on what happened this weekend. We obviously dropped points at home to Bournemouth. City closed the gap. Yeah, fucking hell. I don't even know where to start. Uncle Mike, where's your head at? Where is your head at?
It's been a while, isn't it? We with the last couple of ones we've done, life just gets in the way, and we kind of had a 3 week gap, and I believe the first 3 week gap we'd had a bit of a. I think there was the Brighton result,
Yeah.
and then we had a couple of good results, and sort of we say it's a long time in football, it's a long time in Arsenal world, and then now 3 weeks later we're on the edge of the precipice, aren't we, mate? And it's not looking good, man. It's just not looking good. So, a lot to get into. We don't want to make it too long and too negative, but there's certainly things that we need to discuss.
All I'd
And
say on the two negative bit is I'm finding the toxic positive section of the Arsenal fan base fucking insufferable at the minute. So like
yeah,
all I'd say
yeah,
is like
go for it, mate. Go. You. This is a place to. This is a place. Anyone in the chat. This is a get things off our chest that
no,
we need
just
to say.
to
So
be honest, I I don't know how I feel about things. I'm more gutted than like angry negative. But all I was gonna say is just say what comes to your mind, like whoever's listening and stuff. I feel like it is shit what is going on right now, and I can't quite for the life of me work out why it's gone this way. Like I think we're so much better and so much more capable than what we've been showing. I've been disappointed with the manager, the players, it's there's so many things that are going wrong, and like not to say it is all doom and gloom. Well, it is doom and gloom, but like not to say like the season's over because like we can go to the Etihad next Sunday and win, but like, who honestly believes that we will? Do you? I think you're on mute.
sorry. That's what we've got to get into, isn't it? I think it's how we're feeling. Um, it's the state of the fan base at the moment is just in complete meltdown, and rightly so, because I think the thing that's really disappointed me was we're actually we're serving up on a silver plate every single narrative that's been chucked at us. Now we can say fuck them, but I think we all care. We all liked. I've defended, and I think me and you, we rail against. We love Arteta. Questions to be asked in that later. Um, there has to be. We You can't sugarcoat that at all. So we're not, can't avoid that. But I believe this team wasn't some of those narratives that are quite rightly being thrown at us at the moment, and we just got to suck it up and take it on the chin. So that's what's really hurt me this weekend. I was devastated on Saturday, man. I had my phone on mute for notifications because obviously you're behind. I was watching it on a legal officer. Um, so it's slightly behind on the TNT app on my phone. So and you can cast it to your TV. So I done my usual. I had Smooth FM and I had my Arsenal official commentary, and they're playing all these songs like "I Believe in Miracles" on Smooth FM, and then they played a couple of songs that were in the Lars, which was in Fever Pitch, and I'm like, yeah, man, this is it. We're going 12 points clear. It's going to be a beautiful afternoon. everything that the script was made out to be, and then they put in a performance like that, which was just absolutely turgid. Just another, and we have to say it, another shit, shocking performance. And this isn't a one-off. And this is where we got to get to: is we've accepted, well, I've accepted all of these performances if we get it over the line. So what happens if we don't get it over the line? Then what the fuck what have we sat through for 9 months? Name me, you know, the last time we won by two or more goals? Last game? Spurs?
Fucking hell. When
Against
was
the
that?
shits
November?
No. The Spurs away.
Oh yeah, of course.
But
Yeah.
that was a shit. That's a shit. You look at the states. You look at the state of them.
Yeah.
You know. So we've said it before. Name me 5 good performances this season.
Well, I think I can't, but that's just because my memory in general is pretty bad. But like the one thing I remember is the period kind of up and like October, November, and feeling like I'm almost breaking the season into chunks of like, yeah, there was that period where Eze was 10 and Gyökeres just like was
And
kind of
Marino.
finding his groove, and then he got injured. Then Marino was there doing his thing, and I feel like things were going well. Man, some of the conversations we were having, even around the defense, was like not. And I don't just mean us Arsenal fans. I mean the general media narratives was like, could this Arsenal team break Chelsea's clean sheet record and this and that, and like that was this season. And then it was like, oh, we're kind of purring. We played Bayern Munich and stuff. Whoa, like. The level that this team's got. And then I think there was a dip. And then I think I have kind of questioned the performances for a while. And I don't think I've been as accepting of the narrative of like, this is just how it's got. I think I have talked myself into it just because I feel like 99% of people are. So I don't want to be the one kind of negative Nancy, but like I was concerned with the performances. Like even the Brighton game, a huge result that was, and like I think the nature of how City kind of dropped points, that I can't remember if it was the same day or the day before, oh yeah, it was the same evening, weren't it? That was the whole narrative and stuff, but like that performance wasn't good. And there's been a few for a while now where I'm just like, you can't keep getting away with this. And mate, you just look at this the second half, like we never did a pod after the cup final, but like that second half in that, there's been other games where it's just, and like I think the question on the manager for me is, I feel like last year I kind of just dismissed things because of injuries and stuff, but I feel like I haven't seen enough diversification of our coaching patterns offensively. Like it's so stale to watch sometimes. Of yeah, the ball will go into like one of the centre backs or the right backs. It will then go into a half space. It will then go out wide. It will come back in. We'll circulate. Yeah, it's fucking dull to watch. It really is, if I'm being honest. Like, and I'm really confused on what has happened, because there have been periods where I've enjoyed watching us and it's been brilliant. And like one thing I'll say on narratives, I'm almost wondering, do we over intellectualize stuff? Like, is Joe Blogs down the pub onto something each time? Because I remember the whole narrative around Arsenal need a centre forward and this and that. And like, I used to kind of not be as high on that. And then you do look at some games and think, maybe a top class centre forward would get us out of jail. And like the set piece thing, I used to always be on the kind of side of the argument of like, it's elite management to recognize that you're playing in that part of the pitch so often that the ball goes out, so you're maximizing the margins and this and that. But it's like, if we don't get a set piece, we do kind of look null and void of ideas. And then like, what's some of the other narratives? But all of that to say, just I feel like all of the narratives do kind of come true. If I'm the mentality thing, that was one that I used to bat away. Like I had my kind of story that I used to tell, but I used to believe it of like, yeah, the surprise title season, Saliba got injured, Tomiyasu got injured. Year after, 15 wins, drew one, lost one, is what it is. Most points in our history or whatever it was. But I'm just like, it feels like Groundhog Day, man. I don't think there's any amount of explanation and intellectualizing shit that you can do other than like maybe we don't have the fucking minerals for this shit.
You sort of you're getting onto it. I think from what you're saying is, have we actually progressed this season, or have we regressed? That's what you're, or have we, or are we stale, or are we just sort of plateaued? And I mean, that kind of then leads into, which I really, really don't want to go in my head or in even in my heart of replacing this manager. I mean, you're lucky you're not on. Well, certainly not. There is questions to be asked though at the end of the season. You can't. We can't avoid that because if we don't do it, I know we're all over the place here, but if we don't do it this season, how much faith have you got in us starting that season again in May? Sorry, in August, with whatever recruitment happens, because that's a whole different pod and a whole different question.
Can I say something dramatic?
Yeah.
If we don't get over the line this season, I fear for how long the recovery will be. I don't think that's a 2-month summer job. Come back in August.
No, that's a year.
I think
That's
that
a year.
mate.
That's
I'm
almost
thinking
breaks. That
more.
almost breaks it, mate. That almost breaks it because I said to you before why I thought we would get it over the line is I don't think the likes of Saka, Saliba, Rice will want a season of second again or lay. Right? You had Mansfield Town singing it in our game. You had they're reveling it up and down the country. They are reveling in that. I was in work today. It was fucking brutal in Manchester.
Yeah, well, yeah,
today,
you
man.
live in Manchester, don't you?
So it was brutal. I wore this. Fuck them. I'm like, if you can't wear colours. I mean, I don't normally wear shirts, but
yeah, I feel like you don't usually. So like you're kind of going above and beyond to.
Yeah, I'm going. Fuck you, man. I'm still out here. If you want to bring it on me, bring it on me. But I've got to take it on the chin because I can't stand there and give it for 15 years, despite it being a shit 15 years for us. And that's why it hurts so much because I've had City fans all season telling me they're shit, they're going to fuck it up, they're going to fuck it up, but also that they could catch us. And now, and the United fans are loving it, mate, despite their prediction. And we would, if United had finished 4 years in a row in the circumstances. I mean, I don't class the last year as a bottle. I don't, other teams will class it as bottle. We've like you said, we've explained that we can explain it away in our heads and contextualize it and make reasoning why certain things happen derailed our season. Whether that's excuses or not, I don't want to sound like Arnie Slot. So that's how the United fans are looking at it. I had them messaging me all day. I laugh at them today. It'd be the funniest thing that ever happens in FM history is if you bottle this year. And it won't be the biggest bottle, but it will be the latest.
Oh, it will be up there. Like it would definitely be up there.
It will be because it's us. Yeah, that's
sorry.
better.
I clicked the wrong button there. Can you hear
that's
me?
better. Yeah, that's better. It will be because it's us.
I've lost you now. Sorry, bear with technical difficulties. I'll go old school. No mic. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. I've completely lost my train of thought there. Yeah, sorry. There was something wrong with the tech, but I was saying something.
Biggest bottle.
Chris has got a comment here in the chat. Is saying not being able to win the league in a season where Liverpool have completely capitulated and City are miles off the ruthless force they have been in previous years is simply inexcusable. I agree. I don't. I think it would be one of the things. If it was someone else, I would be laughing my head off, because the squad that we've put together, like, there's still flaws in the squad, but like the amount of investment that has gone into it now, the volume of players in there, like
There's
there's
no
no
more excuse. There are
excuses.
people with no excuses. We had that at the start of the season, and like we had that
So now
labelled
I
as
can't hear you. What is going on here? Can if you're in the chat, can you let me know? Can you hear Mike when he's speaking, or if it's just me? Sorry about this. Let me have a look.
And let your muscles flatten.
Can you hear me? Sorry about this, chat. I don't think Plates is having problems, it seems.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to stop this, I think. Sorry, mate. Can you try again?
Hello? Can you hear me, chat? Chris, could you hear me at all, mate? Can you hear me at all?
Can you hear me? Oh, so
Hear me. Can't hear you.
so can people only hear you then? Did you hear anything else?
Can't hear you, mate.
No. Can you hear me now?
Evening, Dom. Good to see you, mate.
All right, I'm gonna have to cancel this, I think. I don't know what is going on. Fuck me. Andrew Andrew is saying he can hear, but I don't know if it's. I don't know if they can just hear Mike or. Oh. So I can hear you, Mike. Oh, this is a disaster. Fucking hell. Can you hear me, Mike? So yeah, cheers, Dom and Andrew. I have no idea what is going on. We'll probably have to can this one, I imagine.
Can you hear me?
I can, just.
I've had to go on mic. If that's no good, then is that better?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, Dom, Andrew, let us know if you can on how that is. But yeah, sorry about this. I don't think this one's gonna. Arteta's cut the feed off.
They're out there, mate. They're trying to shut us down.
Well, all the influencers are out in force. I'll tell you that. Fucking hell. I'm getting. I know the irony of saying this like while on a podcast, but some of the influencer culture at Arsenal is doing my fucking head in at the minute as well. But anyway, where were we? I think it's, yeah. I've been talking about the kind of what if we don't get over the line, right? I think it would be inexcusable at this point. I really do. And I still don't think it's over. Like, is my faith wavering? Of course. But like, that I was saying to Andrew and I were texting this morning, and I think I'm just at a point where like, I'm trying to detach from almost predicting what's going to happen. But I'm just trying to react to each week as it comes. But like, there are concerning trends, I think, is more the thing. And like our performances, that's not something that is just going to change overnight, in my opinion. And I wonder if that's an accumulation of just focusing on the same patterns over and over and over again for years, getting to a point, and again, this is what I kind of got to in my head. I thought Arteta coached 85-90% of what he could do in terms of patterns, and then it was just individual brilliance getting us over the line. And I just think you look at Pep and what he does, right? He'll kind of tweak things here and there. Like, what have we tweaked? And I just wonder if you focus on the same thing week in, week out for a few years in terms of how you play, is it then just going to get to a point where it all crumbles?
Well, is the question, is there still a reliance on Saka, Odegaard and White? None of them have played their best this season for various reasons. That was always our gold standard, wasn't it? Was that right-hand side triangle. And it's version 1 of Arsenal, and it's evolving into a different team. And this, by the summer, I believe 2 of those could potentially go.
What you think, Odegaard and White?
Yeah, hopefully it's not Saka. But Saka's, you can't excuse the guy from the criticism. He's a top wage player now, and he's the franchise player. So you've almost got to look at it and say the one positive that we can take from this, and we don't want to do the toxic positivity, but that it's happened now. It's not 2 games to go. So how many more fucking team meetings can we do? I thought, you can't say bring your dinner, bring your lunch, bring your dinner, and then put in a dog shit performance like that. That's just fucking embarrassing. And then the question is it on the manager or is it on the players? That performance on Saturday, because I think there's a mixture of both. That just looked like they just looked terrified to me of making a mistake, and that is because it's so drilled into them that they can't because of the structure, or is it Arteta's on the sideline willing them on, and they're just taking that split second of, and it's understandable because they're so desperate to do it and being safe, but there's no.
And that was really pissed me off, was that you look at that compared to the free-flowing, the way City came out the first 10 minutes of the Chelsea game. And
I didn't actually watch that game.
And I only watched that, and they blew Chelsea away in the first 10 minutes of the second half. And that's something we haven't done for 2 seasons. And that is that personnel, is that I cannot believe Arteta is telling them not to play with a bit more verve. But that's the balance, isn't it, of being overcoached, the structure, the patterns, no tweaks, no predictability. We tried to invest in the summer with the recruitment of the profile of player that would give us the squad options to combat that lack of predictability. Now, they've all had their various things. Ez has been injured, and by the way, he's injured, but it's also turning out to be exactly the player that Chelsea sold us. Was, look, I'm a Noni fan, but I'm struggling to find any positives of what this guy's actually bringing to. The only thing I tried to tell myself was he's actually taking minutes where we'd be without a Saka, without Noni in Saka's absence. But it's G's and A's. He's running the ball off the. It's a flash of Nicker, and then that's it. You know what I mean?
Because I get seduced by he takes his man on and stuff, but then when he dribbles it out or he twats it out of the stadium, it's like, fuck me. But
I mean, he does what he wanted me to do. We wanted more direct. So now with the profiles, you wanted the directness of a Noni, you wanted the creativity of an Eza, and then you had a Gokaresh who was meant to be, the shot taker. So you've identified and addressed that in recruitment, but has that level of recruitment? That's not. We go into the Champions League, but that's not. If you're looking at a Champions League final, that's not a PSG, Bayern Munich, Barcelona front line.
Not at all.
Nowhere near. So we'll shithouse our way to a Champions League final by 1-0, 2-1 to keep it tight, but we ain't setting it, and that's fine. If that's our identity, but I think that's the difference between us and City. I did want to say one thing though. The last 5 games, how many points do you think City have got? How many points have we got?
What, league games?
Last 5 league games. Last 5 league games.
What was your question? How many have we got, or City?
Yeah, how many have we got? How many has City got? Last 5.
Ours is 11, I think. No, 12.
Yeah, ours is 12.
Yeah.
City's 11.
Oh, is it?
Last 5. Last 10. How many?
10, I couldn't tell you. 5, I
We've got
feel
20.
like I could remember the games.
We got 20. They've had 21.
Yeah.
Right? Last 10. Last 20. 41 for us, 42 for them.
This is where I struggle with stats, because there is a general in FPL there's all the debates on form and how do you quantify form and stuff, and I do think it's important in you have a general feeling of a thing, and it's that the second half against City in that Carabao Cup final, no one fucking thought we were going to go and do it. There's a feeling that's been there for a while, and our performances aren't to the level they need to be. And sure, we've been scraping the wins and stuff, but if you ignore those warning signs, something will fucking combust in your face. So I think
we've hit the wall.
Yeah,
we've hit the wall, haven't we? We're a marathon runner that's hit the ball at mile 22. And we haven't refueled. We're fucked.
One thing I was going to ask you, the bring your dinner shit, that wound me up. I love Arteta, but there's been a lot of things that he's been doing and saying and acting and behaving that have been pissing me off the last 2 months, and that was one. You spoke. Like I said, I didn't watch this Chelsea City game, but you spoke there about City. You kind of hinted at were they playing with a level of freedom or something, and Pep has said, I think it was maybe it wasn't prior to the cup final, but it was in a high pressure moment. He was like, yeah, no, I told the players, go like do some team bonding, have some fun. And it's like, I do wonder, are we overdoing it? Like the whole TikTok shit in the training ground, like are we doing too much? That at Bournemouth at home, I'm not trying to say that should be a guaranteed 3 points, but like, don't make it a fucking cup final. And this is the thing, the narrative and the cliche is that everyone's like 7 cup finals to go. It's like, some games, you fucking turn up, play football, and win.
Just do your job.
It doesn't. You don't need to get like all of these psychological games and this and that. It's like you're overdoing it. You're doing too much.
But I think that's the difference between been there, done it. Was he doing that kind of shit in the first? So desperate to get it over the line. We are judging a manager who's in his first time as a manager that has learned. I believe some of his behaviour, some of his press conference stuff has been fantastic this year. He doesn't, so I think he is matured as a manager. But I think that kind of stuff is easy to jump onto in a losing spell and with a lack of form.
Yeah.
When it's all going good, we're loving the fact that he's bringing the tunnel, causing the tunnel, the PA stuff. The trouble is, everything is completely his fingerprints on everything, and I don't think that's healthy. And that's what we had with Wenger, and it was that single point of failure. And if Arteta does go, I would. If we don't win the league, right, would you want him to stay?
Well, my mate Tev's he asked, league or not, would you want Arteta to stay after the season? And like,
one caveat: that's not whether that's still you've got a chance of getting to the Champions League final.
Yeah. I would say yes, but I'd say the biggest thing that's changed in me is I want to see changes from him. Like, I think I've always had a big belief in, like, I've seen him coach a fucking fantastic attack with this team. Sorry, when I said earlier about record points, I got it wrong. It was record goals in a calendar year, wasn't it? 2 years ago, like 89 points, which was probably the second highest tally. So like, I've seen those things, but I think my concern with what we're seeing is where it's his first job. We're seeing his identity and his beliefs form in real life and like in real time. And a few years ago, like, you could see the year-on-year progress, and I still think if you squint hard enough, you can see elements of it. But the elephant is staring you in the face here, and I think my thing is there was a few years ago where we were probably the most exciting team in the league to watch, and then we fell short. That 22-23 season, like I said, record goals. Like, I've seen enough evidence to suggest there is something incredible there that can be balanced. I just fear that in moments of adversity, he swings too far the other way. And I don't find it an enjoyable experience to watch, if I'm honest. Like, I'm not going to bullshit people and say I'm one of these people that does not care. Like, if it gets us over the line, like, I am not enjoying watching what I'm watching. And sure, if it gets, and I will say this, and who knows if I'm right or not, or if it's true or not. Well, we can only assess it in May. If we do win the league, I think it will be more of a relief than remembering this season fondly, if I'm honest, which is if I'm being completely honest, that's a very sad feeling to be talking that way about something that I've wanted since 2004.
You won't be saying that in May.
I don't know.
Oh, mate, honestly, mate, honestly, that will wash over you. And this podcast could be a total. We could be hopefully we'll be looking back on this and going, yeah, we kind of understand what we were saying, but didn't we look a little bit silly because we went on to win the league and the Champions League? But that's. Can I
just say something else while it's on my head?
Yeah.
On the back of that question from Tev, because there is a part of me that is like, if he does get over the line and this group gets over the line, will they just decompress a bit? Will their shoulders drop? Will that, like,
that's what I wanted to say is I think that I was convinced of myself that we were going to get it over the line in this way because we had to find a way, and that still might be possible. Let's not go too down in the spirals because it all changes on Sunday, as Christopher said. Not the whole season, the whole project of Arteta is riding on this because you're either winning the fan base over, and it's all blip. Let's go full steam ahead, or people like me and you who are serious Arteta inners are now Arteta may not be the man, and that's the first time I felt like that since he became ill, being honest. And that's probably the same for you. I don't want to speak for you.
Yeah, no, it is.
And then you've got the other side of the church, which is a lot more people are. We're never happy that he came in the first place, and have had it in for him since day one. That's the very extreme. And then there's the I don't think he's the man, and okay, I trust him until we don't do it, and then fuck him, he's out. And there's various, and everyone's entitled to be wherever they want to be with him. I would like to stay. I'd stick with him, but there's no point doing it if you're just going to do completely the same thing. Now, is there a tad of he's seeing a bit of, he always seems to not copy, but evolve every season. He gets done every season, doesn't he, in a certain way, and he'll change certain things. And this season, obviously, at the set piece, let's hope that maybe next season creativity might be a little bit, if we don't win it, creativity might be the way to go. Looking at Turkey, Semenyo, what they're kind of bringing to the City team and the way that City play, and he kind of does emulate what happens there to sort of bring into his game. I thought we had bought that with Eza, and he still could have a big seat. He still could take us to the promised land. We have to start wrapping this up, but we'll have a quick talk about Champions League. So that might be the place that we do thrive. I think we'll go through. I think it will be 2-0. I think there'll be changes. You'd like to see a few players certainly get some minutes under the belts, ready for the weekend. How do you feel about Wednesday? Do you think it's going to be as easy as people think, or
no? I don't think it'll be easy, but I'm with you. I do back us to get over the line, but I think this is where, and maybe it's an expectation thing for me that I need to check myself. I just can't shake this feeling that I feel like this group is capable of so much more than what they're showing. And like you say, I could be looking like a tit in May, and they're lifting 2 trophies that one we've never won, and one we haven't won since 2004. But I do think we have given City too many lifelines in this where we didn't need to, and I think that calls for very reasonable questions to be asked. And I know there'll be the thing on if we get over the line in May, people may look back at this podcast and think, well, fucking idiot, but we don't know we're going to do that right now. With the information we have right now, the trend lines are not great, and I think it would be naive to kind of ignore that. But yeah, to answer your question, I do back us to go through. I don't think it would be as easy as some other people are thinking. But again, my concern now is I've almost bought into one of the narratives I've bought into myself, if I'm honest, is I'm not sure what the mentality is or the stomach is of this group. We said about our Saka, Saliba, Rice going to want to sit there and watch another second again, and it's you got I feel like this group, this manager, this club, they all talk a fucking good game. Just fucking show it. Just go and show it, because I am so tired of the propaganda. Propaganda sounds extreme, but the social media hype and all. I'm just so tired.
They got to win on Sunday, or don't lose on Sunday. Just don't lose on Sunday, and that's another thing about the Sundays podcast. Whether you go into it, cheers, Dom. Whether you go into it, hope we don't go and play for a draw on Sunday. And then, so I do think we'll go through semi-final, Madrid or Barcelona. My brother and a couple of mates have actually booked flights for Madrid already. So I hope for their sake it stays Madrid and doesn't end up being in Barcelona. So that was
not a bad trade.
Yeah, exactly. Or I said you could go via Benidorm. So that'll be an interesting tie, because we'll have time to talk about that. So we may even try and get one in maybe at the end of the week, see if I'm feeling okay. So yeah, we'll do that, and then because I think we might, I really think we need to, because I think it's such a big week. So if you're around, I'll try and get in on something maybe on Friday, and then I might be a bit better by then. So
yeah.
So yeah, if that sound all right?
Yeah, that's all good with me. Obviously, yeah, just make sure you're doing okay and stuff. But yeah, Sunday is huge. Is it make or break? Is Sunday when the title's decided? Yeah.
I think if we win Sunday, we the title's ours.
Can I say something on that? Even if we win on Sunday, I still think there'll be another game where we shit the bed.
Yes, but I still think we'll win it.
Yeah.
I still think we win it. I think we win on Sunday and we might get a draw somewhere. West Ham away. That's always tough.
Yeah.
So and you know, it's a shame.
What makes you think we'll actually go there and win?
Oh, I didn't say we go.
Oh, sorry.
No. I said I think we can. I mean, that first 20 minutes is just going to be scary, man. That's going to be scary. If we can survive that. Look, they're not the greatest city. We know that. They are gettable. They threw away a 2-goal lead at Tottenham.
Yeah.
They drew with West Ham. They drew with Forest. Now they have got a bit of momentum, and that's very key in football, isn't it? But it's almost like the yips in golf. Yeah. And that's like, I think our form at the moment is like the yips. Yeah. And it's like then the yips, just like Rory McIlroy is very relevant. Rory McIlroy last year got the yips, won the Masters. Sorry, he's had the yips in the past, won the Masters 2 years in a row. And the yips and arthritis, it just goes, right? So form can just come back. You can put in a sparkling performance on Wednesday, but certainly a more confident performance at home. The crowd have a part to play. We've seen it. The pressure for Champions League has had a little bit of a relief valve to it. They've got to come and play us. They've got to come and get a result against us. If we can put in a solid attacking and a good solid performance, not because that Sporting away was a hard watch.
Yeah.
So if we can have something more easy on the eye, back to the Arsenal that we know, then I'll feel a lot more confident for Sunday. And then it is game on.
I think. I know you need to go to final thing for a minute. Like, I think that is one of the concerns. I have been a big believer in this project and process on like the kind of probabilistic view on things and kind of controlling 80% of what you can, putting yourself in the best position for it to kind of roll over. I almost wonder if that is something where you close off your ability to just have that kind of, you ever had that in life where like you're feeling a bit down and like just something will just fucking lift you completely out of nowhere? Or like even when I've been playing myself, like I've been in bad form and then just one game, like I'll just make one pass. That's just
one tackle, perfect. One tackle. One save as a goalkeeper.
And I wonder if there's too much focus on controlling all of these variables that they remove themselves from the ability to just feel things naturally and organically and just kind of.
We need a little bit more Wenger.
Yeah,
we need Arteta to draw a wolf on the instruction board. That's what Wenger done once. You know that?
Oh, really?
He drew a wolf on the board and said, "Go out and play like wolves."
Yeah,
like wolves, not as wolves as in Wolves, the football team. Mate. And the players, like Ray Parler tells the story. The players just turned around and said, "What the fuck is he talking about?" But it's like the freedom, isn't it?
I'd go fucking Ted Lasso, mate. I'd be like, you remember when you were 4 years old, fucking kicking the football around? Like you did it because
but he'll have it on the training ground this week, mate. No doubt. There'll be some gimmick. There'll be some promotional video by the end of the week by the social media.
That's almost like I think we need to almost move away from the hype and the motivation and trying to get yourself right. I think they need to play with a sense of joy and enjoyment and like just fucking get the handbrake and fucking throw it in the bin.
But also just do what you've been doing.
Yeah.
Do what you've done. You've done fantastic. It's been a fucking miracle to get where we are, considering the front line that we have, and to build up this comfort zone and this buffer zone. So we're not shit. We've done fantastic to get here. So you've just got to do the basics. Just put the tackles in. Just put the space in. Play the forward pass. Be that brave. Make a name for yourself. Be that fucking hero that is gonna be talked about in 50 years' time, and that will never have to buy a pint in North London again. Be the fucker that's got a statue outside the stadium. That's what you're asking for.
I do wonder, like, again, when Rice was talking about the buy-in game, all the reference points and this, I do wonder, like, the game model they must have to follow must be so complicated. I do wonder if that sometimes is, again, and like, this is just because we're in a negative patch and it's clearly been working for so long. But like, I do wonder in moments like this, is that maybe not the best approach? Like when you're in a low point, just like you say, stick to the basics. Don't go with these overcomplicated models. Of when X person is here, you need to be here and there and that. Like,
go back to what you've always done as a footballer.
Sean Dyche, keep it out of that net, stick it in that net. Gosh, no would win the double. All right, we'll leave it there. Sorry, I know you've got to go, and we went over a little bit. Thanks for sticking with us through the adversity. Let's hope we're saying that at the end of the season. Like Dom said, it was a cheers, Dom. Great podcast, boys. You came through a rocky patch to finish in a blaze of glory. Hope Arteta.
Just a bit like Gokaresh.
Yeah, just a tad. But yeah.
Horse.
Obviously, well.
No, but I've said it before, mate. We know our history. We always do it the fucking hard way.
We do.
So up the Arsenal. Let's keep the faith. You know, I'm all I can say is, for me, I'm only speaking for myself, man, is I thought we were going to do it all the way. So
me too.
And I've got to stick with that. No matter how I've got the butterflies and a horrible feeling in my stomach, but I've just got to keep thinking that we can do it, because the thought of not is too hard to take. But you have to be realistic, and there's some that already said it's done. There's some are protecting themselves. However we deal with it, you do it your own way. But for me, I'm just praying that we get it over the line, and praying that the players have got a chance on Sunday to look at those turkey kick-ups, look at that cunt in the fucking crowd with that Arsenal bottle, and use that. And if you can't get up for it on Sunday, but without the overhype that you're talking about,
just naturally, right? Yeah,
just as a player, that should be stored up there, and like, we are top of the league, so we are top of the league. So that's what you got to do, man. So let's fucking go.
Nicely said. Let's fucking go. Let's go get it. And how many weeks to go? 6 weeks to go. Like, there's no point tapping out now. So let's see what comes of it. Just
we'll have plenty of pods to talk about what happened and what we got, where we go from here, and Arteta out and Arteta in, and sell him and fuck him, and he should be going. And we've got plenty of time for that. But for now, we need to talk about shit if it's shit. But for me, I'm just thinking I cannot comprehend the thought of it not happening. So I'm scared, but I've just got to stick with it.
Yeah, nicely said. All right, we'll hopefully see you all again later in the week. And yeah, thanks again for sticking through all the tech issues earlier. But onwards we go. Lift your heads up, and up the Arsenal.
On you, Reds.